Yo guys, Vision Gen here with the first Call of Duty Black Ops 7 content for this channel. Now in this video I'll be discussing everything you need to know about Black Ops 7 following the latest gamescon reveal, which was on August 19th ahead of the upcoming beta on October 2nd and the game's official release date of November 14th. Now during this video I'll be sharing gameplay, clips and cool moments over the life cycle of Black Ops 6 as the gameplay in the background for this video, as I also just wanted to share moments from this game, my thoughts on it as I consider it very relevant for Black Ops 7 for obvious reasons, and also just wanted to pay tribute to I guess Black Ops 6 by showing multiplayer, zombies and even Area 99 gameplay throughout, which I hope you guys enjoy just in itself. Now on that note, let's get right into things. So I guess first things first, just for anyone newer fans, let's just start off with the first things, that exactly what is Call of Duty Black Ops 7. This is the latest installment in the iconic Black Ops series, developed by Treyarch and Raven Software, the same teams behind the fan favorites of Black Ops 2, Black Ops 6, and is a direct sequel to both Black Ops 6 set in the 90s and Black Ops 2, which took place in 2025, which is basically depressing to think about because Black Ops 2 is now considered technically a dated game of the past. However, when it launched, it was of course a futuristic game, which just goes to show how quickly time is flying. Now Black Ops 7 fast forwards us to the year 2035, where the world is on edge at total chaos. We are talking violent global conflicts, advanced psychological warfare, and a high-stakes espionage that builds directly into the events of the previous game of Black Ops 2. If you love the futuristic vibe of Black Ops 2, mixed with the intense storytelling of Black Ops 6, this game is definitely going to be for you, and it definitely looks like it is for me. As I said, the global launch is set for Friday the 14th of November. That fits basically really nicely into the traditional Call of Duty late fall sort of release window, which basically falls between October and sort of mid-November, and just in time for that holiday season, which is when everyone likes to play during the winter months. Of course, it is for the UK. Now, the reveal has generated some mixed reaction online from what I've seen so far, praising its return to the sci-fi roots, various similarities to the likes of Black Ops 2, 3, and 4, all games I absolutely love and hold in the GOAT debate for all of the best Call of Duties ever, with quality of life improvements and very similar to the likes of Black Ops 2, basically being like a Black Ops 2.5, arguably the best Call of Duty game of all time, whilst others criticise it. I've seen a lot of people, quite a lot actually, more so negative, claiming it's uninspired, and especially when you consider the likes of recent competitors such as Battlefield 6 being in contention this year, maybe it does spark the debate. However, getting into the campaign, let's just get right into it. This is not necessarily something I sort of look at Call of Duty for, but for everyone else, the hardcore fans that have been playing Call of Duty campaigns forever, the campaign sounds ambitious. It's set out in the world ravaged by conflict with open maps, free movement, returning basically from older titles, and also described as the longest and most content-filled campaign in the franchise's history, playable solo or in co-op with up to 4 players. The story picks up in 2035, following the JSOC commander David Mason, the notorious David Mason from Black Ops 1, and his team Spectre 1, as they probe the mysterious return of Raul Menendez, the antagonist from Black Ops 2, who basically broadcast that threat of burn the world. The plot involves the Guild, a tech corporation, and explores these of basically fear as a weapon, with missions delving into surreal, memory-altered landscapes that blur reality and paranoia, which seems really fascinating. I definitely will give it a try. I have in the last recent years tried playing campaign again, and I kind of feel like I have missed out on previous titles from one of my most beloved games, such as Black Ops 2, which I didn't actually play back in its day. Now, there are 11 missions across diverse locations, such as the neon-lit Tokyo rooftops, the Mediterranean city of Avalon, Angola, Los Angeles, and even the frozen Alaska. There's also a brand new endgame mode, which basically is a replayable, objective-based sort of activity in the Avalon, supporting up to 32 players. In endgame, squads basically complete tasks under time limits, using personalized loadouts with abilities, weapons, and equipment, and in failure to do this, resets your progress. But success advances on operator combat rating system up to level 60, which I think will be a cool little mode, especially for casual players in itself, and will provide unlocks like power upgrades and health, mobility, such as specialized weapons and skills, so on. It now also has a major innovation with global progression, gaining XP, weapon levels, camo challenges, and battle pass progress all earned in the campaign, which is for the very first time, which will carry over to multiplayer, zombies, and even Call of Duty Warzone, which will be starting, of course, in Season 1. Now, this shared system includes weapon camos and challenges unlockable across various different modes. Personally, I've not been a massive campaign fan, as I said, but I like the fact that they've got co-op in this, and I'd rather spend my time playing maybe elsewhere. However, I won't lie, with the global progression, 4-player co-op, and mastery camos, this is definitely going to tempt me to actually grind out the camo. If you guys are sort of new to the channel, I have a soft spot, perhaps even an addiction to obtaining master camos in Call of Duty, which is something I've achieved pretty much across every single Call of Duty I've ever done, and I achieved very early doors in Black Ops 6 with the Abyss for Warzone during the sort of Area 99 map, Nebula, which I grinded out on Liberty Falls and Terminus at the start of Black Ops 6, and then as well as Dark Matter on public matches on multiplayer. Now, starting on that, I'm getting on to multiplayer now. Let's move on to that, which basically is where Black Ops shines, and Black Ops 7 is no exception of this, with the return of classic remastered maps such as Raid, arguably the greatest Call of Duty map of all time, as well as Hijacked and Express, 2 very beloved Black Ops 2 maps as well as specialist abilities and making a comeback as well, which I'm a big fan of personally. It's all about the sort of fast-paced tactical gameplay with futuristic twist, and I'm all for it personally. Black Ops 3 was one of my favorite games of all time, probably is my favorite Call of Duty of all time, and definitely going to sort of tick the box in terms of the way this game is going to play out. In my personal opinion, it's just for me. Of course, that is, I'm not speaking for everybody. I'm sure there are others out there that definitely have their sort of concerns about this game. Now, multiplayer launches with 18 maps, 16 core 6v6 maps with 13 brand new ones and 3 remastered ones for Black Ops 2, as I said, and 2 large-scale maps for the 20v20 new skirmish game mode. And these maps will offer a variety of environments, such as futuristic Tokyo, a high-tech Australian solar array, and elastic tundras, as I said, designed for tactical lanes and omni movement, including wall jumps and combat rolls, the new movement iterations into Black Ops 7. Now, Tactical Sprint is basically no longer going to be default in this game mode, but available as an optional perk, which I personally don't really mind. I mean, I'm a fast-paced player as it is, so it's never really hindered me as such anyway by having it. If anything, it's helped me versus other players. But for the most part, I have always been a fan of the original movement system personally, so I don't actually mind it going back to it, and nor do I really care. I think I'm still going to enjoy it regardless, and I do like the fact that it's slowed down slightly and maybe allows for more sort of better skill or the higher skill gap maybe, but I don't really know. It depends on how you want to argue it with. Obviously, the course of the Omni movement, we're not exactly returning to. That's what I've seen a lot of people complaining about. They're making it sound like it's going back to like a typical traditional boots on the ground with no movement at all. We still have wall running, we still have Omni movement, and it's just taking out the tax sprint. It's not that big a deal, so I personally will like to see how it plays out, of course, in the beta. Now, multiplayer will include 30 weapons, with 16 debuting at launch, with deep progression via weapon prestige, the new feature returning again back to Call of Duty, unlocking unique camos and attachments, and as well as this, new systems include overclock upgrades for score streaks, field upgrades, and equipment such as the cluster grenade, drone pod, rhino, and dog, the DAWG. And there will also be combat specialists again, which will allow players to mix perks for bonuses, and the skirmish game mode, as I've said, which adds wingsuiting, grappling hooks, and even vehicle combat for increased versatility and mobility. Now, I'd say this is definitely more for the casual player base, but I will definitely try it out for myself to see if it's any fun. But for the most part, I don't really think this is something I'm going to play for the most part. But of course, there will be players that are watching this video who will definitely be interested in this sort of stuff, and I'm sure when the game comes out and this actual new mode is introduced, it might be more fun. And of course, we're not even considering the fact that this might be really good for the grinding out camos and stuff like that, which I'm all for. If anything's going to make it easier for grinding out camos, I'm going to try and do it and see what it feels like for the most part, especially like in this gameplay as you're seeing. For the most part, I'm playing a lot of face-off, which definitely helped me in that sort of stakeout game mode, which definitely helped me in the sort of camo grind for Dark Matter online and stuff like that. Now, the movement, like I said, has been refined with Omni movement and the removal of default tac sprint, as well as the weapon build sharing system, which basically now enables players to be able to send loadouts to each other's and friends, importing via codes as well, and also content from Black Ops 6 such as weapons, operators, skins, and all of that sort of stuff will carry forward starting in Season 1, with exceptions like sort of equipment skins. For anyone that was maybe concerned about all of your in-game stuff from Black Ops 6, it is going to carry over to Black Ops 7 in the new Season 1 update. Now then, moving on to zombies finally, Treyarch is basically promising an ambitious overhaul with bigger hordes, new mechanics, and a deeper sort of lore tying to the Black Ops universe, with the sort of continued return of round-based zombies, continuing the Dark Ether storyline from Black Ops 6 right at the end of Reckoning, and the sort of Requiem crew is trapped, allying with the alternate versions of the classic characters, the beloved Richtofen, Dempsey, Nikolai, and Takeo. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, again, I am a huge zombie fan. I produce weekly content for zombies for every single type of different game. I've gone from Black Ops 1, or even World at War, all the way up to Black Ops 3, 4, even Cold War as of my most recent videos, and then I'm sort of working my way forward all the way into the sort of new era of Black Ops 6, and then eventually Black Ops 7 when it launches. So I am a big fan of zombies, and this is a big tick in the box for me. I think hopefully there are some concerns, of course, which I'll go over in a second, but I think hopefully this game should be really fun for the most part, and we'll just have to see how it plays out. But the first launch map is going to be the largest round-based map ever, featuring 6 distinct points of interest, with a new drivable wonder vehicle, which is an evolution of the Black Ops 2's transit bus, basically where it got its inspiration from, and as well as smaller survival maps to focus on horde endurance, and Dead Ops Arcade 4 returns for up to 4 players, with co-op chaos, power-ups, traps, and even XP progression for the first time as well. So this is going to be fantastic. I think the last time we saw, obviously, this Dead Ops Arcade number 3, I think was in Cold War, and so basically Treyarch have a sort of iteration of waiting every 2 titles. So it started Black Ops 1, then it went to Black Ops 3, then it was Cold War, then obviously we didn't have it last year, so we're getting it in Black Ops 7, and now this is the 4th iteration of Dead Ops. I always have loved it. It's just a pretty sort of basic game mode in itself, but there is so much more going on, and I will go into more detail when it comes out in itself, as like I said, as a part of my zombie series, which I'm doing on a weekly basis, and that is something I'm definitely going to give a try and see how it plays out, and see if there's anything else that I want to maybe go over in that sort of content in itself. So stay tuned in case you guys are massively interested in that stuff. Now, as well as that, a full deep dive in zombies is planned to go into sort of more depth on September 2025, right at the end of the month, just before the new beta comes out. Shared progression applies here as well, so XP, weapons, camos, crossing modes, all of that sort of stuff will be shared across all of the different modes, which is basically just like Black Ops 6, if you guys aren't new to this. If you are, then basically, yeah, it's going to share across all of the different modes, which is, of course, really exciting. I'm very excited for the zombies. Like I said, there are definitely concerns, but until it's revealed, I won't jump to conclusions. I have seen many sort of negative reviews so far. I think we're all too quick to jump the gun, and maybe this can be a really good one to put COD back on the map. Who knows? Maybe we're just falling into the same cycle every single year. I am not naive. I know it is possible, but we have to see how it plays out first before I start jumping to conclusions. I was a little negative on Black Ops 6 at the start. I won't jump to conclusions on this one. Like I said, it did surprise me after all with Liberty Falls and Terminus being really good. I did quite enjoy them, and after all, I did grind out the Nebula camo, which is the zombies master camo for anyone new. I think it took me around 3 or 4 in-game days to actually earn that camo, so I clearly love playing zombies on this game for the most part, so I cannot talk anything down on it. And for the most part, I think then just briefly before I wrap up the video, there's not much to add on the Warzone at this point, but at this stage, we do know there's going to be a battle royale. Whether it's going to be maybe the hyped up sort of Blackout 2 return that everyone's hyping up, I don't actually think so, but it definitely is going to be a Warzone iteration coming. I reckon it'll be in around Season 1, just like it did with Area 99, and then eventually Verdansk came out sort of in around March time this year, which I think overall was definitely a success. I think Area 99 didn't get the credit it deserved. I think even myself, I didn't appreciate it until it was technically gone. But for the most part, I think it was definitely good. And I think with a new Season 1 might give us a good new Warzone map, or it might just bring out something that we've not seen before, or even Blackout 2. Who knows? We'll have to see. Like I said, more information will be provided in due course, and then I'll update you guys as well on the channel. Now, overall, I think in summary, this game is shaping up to be a massive evolution for the series, especially with it focusing on blending modes and pushing tech forward in 2035. To confirm, the multiplayer beta again is going to be live from October 2nd to October 8th in 2025, which is not that long away now. It's only 6 weeks away. Early access will start from October 2nd to October 5th for anyone who's pre-ordered the game or has Game Pass Ultimate, and then for the open beta starting from October 5th to October 8th. And then again, to remind you, more multiplayer and zombie reveals will be showcased in early September throughout the month, and then again at the end of the September month on September 30th at Call of Duty Next for extended deep dives in for zombies and multiplayer. So guys, look out for that, and of course I will be making more content going forward as well, especially when the beta drops as well. And to confirm, I of course will be making beta gameplay when it comes out and go over all of the guns and all of the sort of stuff and just share my views and thoughts. And for anything you guys should be aware of, for any newer players, return players, doesn't matter who it is, it should help you out no matter what, in case you guys are interested. But that's pretty much it, guys. If you enjoyed the video, as always, do not forget to like and subscribe, and let me know down below if you have any comments about this video or this content. I'm Vicious Gen, and I'll see you in the next one.